Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my women's basketball rantings. Like I say, I do this for myself. I'm not political. I don't have any ties to anybody. I just do this because I love the game and I always have thoughts after the game. And I just realized why not just talk about them? And if anybody listens, 1, 2, 3, you're welcome. And I hope you had a good week. And happy Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving where I am, but I know there's a lot of Thanksgiving going on. So happy Thanksgiving. And if you happen to be on YouTube, on the side of YouTube where you found this channel, happy Thanksgiving and welcome. All right, so I'm just going to talk like I always do about my thoughts about the games that went on. So we are in week 3-ish in a way of the NCAA college basketball, women's college basketball season. And and yeah, so it's I did the recap of the first week. There were some really good games, South Carolina, NC State, and things like that. So I just want to give another feedback on this week. Like I always say, I don't watch all the games. I only watch like some games that I feel that I like. Number one, game that I'm invested in, and another one is games that are accessible, like games that are on ESPN, games that are on like maybe ACC network, games that are accessible, because we all know that when it comes to women's sports, not all games are accessible. And I really can't, if I can't watch it, I can't watch it. Like now, Maryland and NC State are playing, and I can't watch it because it's on Flow Oops, and I'm not going to subscribe to Flow Oops because I heard I heard the stream is bad, and it's just a lot of, and I refuse to pay for something that should be easily accessible, because I know if a team number 2 and number 5 were playing in a men's game, there's no way they'll put it on Flow Oops. I have no idea what Flow Oops is, but to their credit, they did put Connecticut and South Carolina on TV, and so I got to watch that, and let's talk about that for a bit. But before, another game I watched that I really enjoyed was Baylor and Maryland, which Maryland won. That was another game I really enjoyed that, and I watched. And I also watched all Uconn games. I watched the Florida and Minnesota, and yeah, so I just a splattering. But of course, I follow the news. I know what's happening, the teams that are falling, teams that are getting up. So it's just let's just talk about it. So let's talk about this Uconn South Carolina game. I knew Uconn was going to lose that game even before they played the game. They did give me some hope, because in the first quarter, they kind of like went on a 20, they went on one crazy run like that. So I really did think that, yeah, maybe I was wrong, because I mean, it's sports, anything could happen. But I just didn't think UConn had what it takes to go toe-to-toe with South Carolina at this stage. Like, maybe down the road, maybe the next meeting they do, when they've gotten like a lot of like their pieces together. They had too many funny pieces just out, like unreliable pieces. Like apart from Paige, who is always solid as always. For that game, I noticed a lot of even before that game, actually, I noticed Christine Williams is good, but she's easily flustered. She only scored against, like, they always say, yeah, anybody can score 31 on any given night. Like, you're a basketball player. There's a reason why you got that college scholarship. You got that scholarship because you are a good basketball player. And anybody in this top 25, like if you're a starter in a top 25 team, and maybe you're a shooting guard or a point guard, or even a post, you can score 30, you can even score 40 if you really, really want to on any given night. But can you score 40 when it counts? That is what separates you from a random player. That is what makes you great. That's what makes my people, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, the big boys, you know what I'm talking about, Aja Wilson, Candice Parker, Brianna Stewart, Arike. Like, those are people that, can you score when it counts? Can you score in a big game? That is what makes people talk about you. So that's my problem with Christine. Paige Beckers, we all know Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers can play. She really, really tried. Apart from that fourth quarter where I felt she was doing too much, and it is the same thing that happened to her against Arizona, where she kept jacking up shots, unnecessary shots, and I felt she could have passed more or opened her teammates more in that fourth quarter instead of just going for the shots. Most times she will make those shots, but in the fourth quarter, defense is obviously going to be on clamping down on you, so you might not have as much open looks. And then I think she got a bit nervous. So I give it to Paige. She really, really tried for that team. I mean, she really tried. There were some times when she just made some buckets, she did some passes, she made some good decisions. So I give it to Paige. Paige is Paige. I mean, she knows she's legit. But Kristen Williams, I have a serious problem with Kristen Williams. She disappeared. She just disappeared. I don't know what happened. I was like, is it the same person that scored 31 against Florida? Who did she score 31 against? Was it Minnesota? I think it was Minnesota. But it's Minnesota. It's like, really? Hold on. I just have to check. You know me, I always try to give myself facts. Yeah, so she scored against no, Arkansas. Yeah, Minnesota. I don't see how many points she did against that team. Minnesota was, 31. Minnesota, of course, she was going to score 31 points against Minnesota. Anybody would, no offense to Minnesota, but you guys are coming up, so sorry about that. But yeah, so, but can you score when it counts? Can you score when it counts? And she couldn't. She gave 10 points. 10 points. 10. Come on. Kristen Williams, you can do better than this in a crunch game. She disappeared in that fourth quarter. I wish this Google I was like, that was like, you know, that WNBA app where you know the amount of shots people took. Maybe I'll find something that does that. But if you can see clearly, come on. Let me increase it a little bit. Clearly, you can see that Evna Westbrook was really, really trying. I could see, although that fourth quarter too, I don't know what happened that fourth quarter. It's the same thing that happened in Arizona. Same thing that almost happened with Baylor. They just lost sync. They had like 6 turnovers in that pressure. I would say it was South Carolina giving them the pressure, but I don't think so. I think fourth quarter or not, South Carolina was winning that game. But I really wanted to see more grit. More grit. Grit is what wins people games. When you carry a team on your back and say, I will not lose this game. That's what happened. It was just sad to watch. I mean, it was sad to watch because I knew they could do better than that. But then I also knew that this is actually the time for those type of mistakes. Like, you can't expect, you can't be perfect all the time. They are trying to bring in a lot of new players. So Doka, yours is supposed to be like this crazy rebounder, and she only had 3 rebounds. She could not finish at the rim. She really, really struggled to finish at the rim. And that's someone that played 20 minutes. So you have 20 minutes of a post player, and the person is getting only 2 points. Unacceptable. And you are wearing a Uconn jersey. Come on, you just can't do that. The only person that really showed up, Oliver Nelson showed up, but she only showed up at the beginning. She didn't show up at the end. I wish she had that grit at the beginning that she had at the end. She didn't. So that everybody just fell flat. Alia Edwards tried her best. They just couldn't hang. They couldn't hang. So I'm quite to question, why do people think Uconn is one of the best teams in the country? They're good. I think apart from Paige, honestly, apart from Paige and maybe Evina Westbrook, which I feel is a very solid player, I don't think any of them are great. Kristen Williams is good, but she's not like great. And like I was saying, I don't know, why do people think they are like, oh, they're going to win the championship? They're not going to win the championship. This team is not, unless something drastic happens. They have good players, but they don't have players that can show up yet. So hopefully I will be wrong and they will get whatever it is that they're trying to figure out and figure it out. Maybe Gino is just not, maybe he just doesn't have it anymore. I think maybe it's time to talk about it, because I know even the players he gets, like, you haven't won championship in 4 years. I don't know. There's something off about this Uconn team this year. I'm sorry. I know they are good. Of course they are good. They're probably better than others, but they don't have the spice of championship. They don't have it. I'm sorry. So enough about Uconn. Let's go to the champions, South Carolina. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of South Carolina because number one, they have terrible fans. That's one. Then number two, I just not a fan. It happens. But whether I'm a fan or not, greatness is greatness. South Carolina is a good team. I mean, like I said before, I was talking to someone and I was like, nobody has the dream team. Like, when this is a team that will get you to a championship, they call them dream teams. Like the way in 2020, 2002, where they had Dana Taurasi, Bird, all that was a dream team. Like, all of them were good. Same thing with Brennan Stewart when they had Mariah Jefferson, they had Stephanie Dawson. There's some really, really good players. That was a good team. But this, the only team I know that right now as a dream team, even though they might or might not win the championship, doesn't really matter. But a team that can get you there if everybody plays to the best of their ability is South Carolina. South Carolina as the dream team. Because look at it, they have Aliyah Boston. Come on. If she doesn't mess up, like if she plays to the best of her ability, she would easily take out Olivia Nelson, although that she's really, really good at rebounding. And rebounding sometimes is just what matters, because you use it to get a stop, you can use it to get a putback, so many things that happen when you know how to rebound. And rebounding is not just about just jumping up and getting, it's a mentality. So we have Aliyah Boston, we have Zach Cook, sorry, let me get there. We have Zach Cook, who is, come on, she was phenomenal in that game. She was getting shots where I was like, how did she make this shot? So she really did well. So Aliyah Boston, come on, Aliyah Boston killed them. I think she was like, this is my game for redemption. But my point is that I don't want you to pick. The only problem I have with South Carolina is that they might pick very early, and once you pick early, that's it. Like, there's nowhere else to go but down. So I really hope they keep, like, this was a very good game. So I hope they keep getting better. I just hope this is not the best we've seen out of them, because once you pick, then people will easily figure you out. Do you get? So I hope they keep getting better. But what I saw was a really, really good team, and maybe too early to be that good, but a good team is a good team. So like I said, they have Aliyah Boston. Destiny Anderson is really, really good, like really, really good. I think she's a point guard. She's really good. She's kind of underestimated. Like, nobody talks. That means they talk about her because I like her fashion sense and all, but she's really, like, she knows how to handle the ball well. She's very good under pressure. She's good. Then they have Zach Cook, always crazy. I don't really know about Brie Bell, but I mean, when you have Latisha May, who is really, really good. You have Camila Cardoso, who, she's not elite, but her height is already like an advantage. So if you are not serious, she will just take advantage of you. So they have some really good players. So they have Destiny Littleton. I've never heard of her, but she came in clutch. She gave 2 threes that were like killer threes, which is what I expected Uconn to do down the stretch. So when they were like down by maybe 5, I was like, come on, Uconn, this is the time for threes. So I don't know what they were doing. They're just all over the place. They just didn't have chemistry. I think that was the bottom line. So this is a team that knows they are good. They will do anything it takes to get to the promised land. And they have a good coach that knows how to get to the promised land. So if they don't choke, which they are want to do, which I believe they will. I'm sorry. I just hope they don't. If they don't choke and they play to the best of their ability and they don't pull a Las Vegas Aces and just decide not to show up when it matters, then I don't see why they would not win a championship. I really don't. I see this team can hang with the best of them. When defense, they are there. Offense, they are there. Come on, what more do you want? Grit, they are there. Coaching, they are there. Fans, they are there. Come on, they are there. I'm not a fan of Carolina, but like I always say, if something is good, something is good. So let's keep it there. Uconn 2022 is your year. I'm sorry, but this is not your year. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Like last year, I said I thought Maryland was going to win, so that was disappointing. But after Maryland, I really, really thought Stanford was going to win that championship, and they did. So I was right. So it was a good game. I really enjoyed it, even though Uconn lost. But like I said, man, they weren't going to win that game, and I'm nothing if not realistic. I hope they get better, and I know they will. I just hope, there are some teams that they let loss for them. I hope this team is one of those teams where they are good. They know they are good. They can easily upset South Carolina, but it's going to be tough. Like South Carolina must have been sleeping, but then Connecticut must have been like they can't like mind over matter kind of situation. They definitely have the pieces to do that. It's going to be tough. Definitely going to be tough, like the stuff of movies and things. But they can do it. But I don't know if they have what it takes to do it. Like they have the mental fortitude. They're just young. They like having fun. Just don't seem to me like. And I think it's soft on them. I heard when it was like when during the Brianna Stewart day, he used to like drilled early mornings, used to be so hard on them, but now everybody's just soft. If you talk to them anyhow, they'll say you're abusing them, you're being abusive. So I guess he has backed away and is not as strong and tough on them as he needs to be, and maybe just doesn't relate with them the way a Don Staley would relate. I don't know, I just don't feel they have just this fire in them, like because if they did that fourth quarter, they probably would have lost, but they wouldn't have lost by 16 points. I mean, that's embarrassing. Uconn, 16 points. Let me not talk about Uconn too much. Let's talk about Baylor, Maryland. That's another game I watched. That was a game. Honestly, I preferred the Baylor, Maryland game to Uconn, South Carolina. That was a game because I thought Maryland was going to win. And before I get into any game, I always like, okay, who is going to win this game? I really thought Maryland was going to win. And I didn't think Baylor was going to like give them a run. I like Baylor, but honestly, the only person that is really, really good there, I'm sorry, is at least I thought that the only person that was really, really good in Baylor was this lady. What's her name? Nalisa Smith. But after that game, I now realized that Maryland is playing. Yeah, they're gonna lose. Yeah, Maryland is playing NC State. Yeah, they're definitely going to lose. That's sad. I really thought Maryland had it. I don't know what's wrong. I can't watch it because, like I said, it's on Flow Oops. I'm not watching any game on Flow Oops. All right, let's go. So I was talking Baylor, Maryland. Please let's go there. Great. We have it. Great. All right. So I really, like I said, I thought the only person they had on their roster that was really good was Nalisa Smith, but I was impressed. Jordan, who is Jordan Lewis? I've never heard of her. Never. Now I had to Google her, like, who is Jordan Lewis? No. She was phenomenal. 29 points. Come on. She was just balling with Nalisa Smith. Both of them, like, look at the offense, like 29 points, 30 points. Come on. If you have just two people producing that ad, you could win. And they could have won. I mean, it was just a 3-point game. So yeah. So I really didn't think Baylor was going to win, and they didn't win, but they gave it everything they had. And Nalisa Smith was crazy. You could not guard her. You know, when people say you can't guard me, you couldn't guard her. She was scoring wherever she wanted to score. She took control of that game. Then Jordan Lewis just helped her and Boston. And then, of course, nobody else stepped up. Even with the rebounding, you could see that apart from Sarah Andrews, you could see that nobody even stepped up from Baylor for that game. So that's why I thought, and maybe so you just can't depend on one of your players. But I'm glad that they have Jordan Lewis now, so at least they have to play with. But it was a good game. It was back and forth. Maryland was almost losing, but then, you know, I've always loved Maryland. It's just such a great game. You can see how balanced Maryland scoring is, and Maryland has a fantastic offense. Actually, I thought they were going to put in more for this game, but Baylor's defense was probably crazy too. So the thing about defense, I think what makes a really good player is like when you can defend and score. Most people can only defend. It's either you're defending but you're not scoring because it messes with your rhythm, or you're scoring and you're not defending because, like I said, it messes with your rhythm. But the people that can do both, yeah, those are the great players. All right, so we have Chloe Bibi was amazing. We have Mimi Collins. She came in at the right time. Angel Reese was everywhere. She's a really good player. The other Mamila, she's injured, so she didn't really play much. But when she left, I thought because she was doing some She was active. So she was active. So I was like, maybe she would, maybe the game would suffer when she left, but she didn't. Ashley Russo, the, come on. She was she was the point guard that you would want a point guard to be, like scoring, assisting, dishing out, give some crazy moves. She's just good. I just really like her. She's the reason why I like Maryland. I love that she was, and she didn't disappoint in this game. I think I'll watch the replay of the NC State. I could maybe do a bit of a recap. Either way, this was a great game. It was fun. It was a little back and forth. Both teams were equally matched. Maryland, they did a lot of defending, which I was surprised because I thought they were shit on defense, but they did good. So it was a really good game. So I'm glad they won because, well, I like Maryland. And now they're number 2. So that's good. So like I said, I think they're better than Uconn. I'm sorry. The only thing that can make them not as good as Uconn is defense. I think maybe Uconn has a better defense because, Olivier Nelson and this league, they can play with your brain a little bit on defense. But when it comes to like scoring wise and grit, Maryland is better than Uconn. And I'm glad that they gave them number 2. So for this week, the game that I'm really, really focusing on, I really wanted to watch Maryland and NC State, but looks like NC State is running away with it. Then we have a Baylor. Hold on, let me refresh it. It could be that. Oh yeah, NC State is running away with it. Yeah, they are not winning. Baylor for them. This Baylor is definitely. No, I don't really care. So the interesting one, which is what the game I am going to watch personally, is Stanford, Indiana, and Vanderbilt, Arizona, because of I love Arizona as a team. Like I said, it's one of the teams I would look out for, and I like Arizona, and I also like I like their coach. I like I've forgotten her name. I like their coach. I want to see how they shake up. Like Vanderbilt is new. Sheraf is like, I followed her in her Uconn days. She was a crazy competitor. She was feisty. She could do anything she wanted. She just had this like mind over matter situation going on. So I want to see how she coaches that Vanderbilt team. So these are 2 ex-players. So I want to see like going head to head. I want to see how it shakes up and how they play. So it's going to be fun. So Stanford, Indiana is a really good team. Indiana, people are sleeping on Indiana. Okay, they're number 4, so maybe they're not sleeping on them. And Stanford is taking a nosedive because even Gonzaga gave them a battle. Even though they won, but they still got a battle. So Stanford is taking a nosedive. I don't think they were the team. Personally, I think last team wasn't like, they were not. The only person they changed was Kiana Williams. I didn't think they were the best team last year. I just thought they just won because they were winning by 1 point. I didn't think they were the best team last year. But I think they won because it was their year. Sometimes it's just your year to win, and you would just grind it out. They weren't the best team. I think they were other really good teams last year, but they just won because maybe they got a good bracket. South Carolina decided to choke. So many things that happened. So I don't think they are like the best team in college basketball. But let me see how they handle everything Indiana has to offer. Indiana is not a joke. Indiana is crazy. Don't joke with those guys. They're crazy. They're crazy. You don't see them coming. So that's it. So that's it for this week. And for Uconn, I'm definitely going to follow them. There are some good games I want to watch from Uconn. I will definitely watch their game on. I don't really think I'll watch Seton Hall, but I'll definitely watch Notre Dame because I want to see Notre Dame how they're looking, and I also want to see how Uconn is looking, and see how I'm going to be a big game and people will really, really tune up to watch. So that's it from my end. Predictions for Final Four, based on this week, I still put Uconn in the Final Four. I still put them. Will they get past it? I don't know. So I'll put Uconn, definitely South Carolina, definitely Maryland. So that 4th spot, I'm going to go with NC State for that 4th spot. I feel they can play ball. I feel they're not that bad. They are not as bad as they seem sometimes. They are not, and they can really like Reina Perez is something else, something else. So let me put NC State in that for now. Let me put them in that final four. All right, thanks. Thanks. Texas is a good team too, but I don't think they will get a final four team. They can't shoot, but offense, yes, they have very good offense. Sorry, defense, yes, and sometimes that's all you need. But is it enough to get you to make you get you past, let's say, an elite eight? We'll see. So for now, my final four prediction: Uconn, South Carolina, Maryland, and NC State. All right, Iowa is fun, but are they fun enough? Let's see how it goes. They're on a winning streak right now. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are on a winning streak. All right. So yeah. So that's the end of my rantings. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. I'll try and watch some games. I'll try and recap if I can. And I'm glad that we are really, really into the season. And it's been as exciting as women's basketball always is. So have a good one. And catch you next time. Thank you.